Good morning, team. It is currently 9:03 a.m. We are back and we are ready to rock and roll right here. So, MYOV, number one top gainer we want to be looking at right now. But the thing is, we do have gainers above MYOV, GNPX, SAEX. I mean, there is a lot of potential, right? There is a lot of potential to see what's going to be coming on up. There's a lot of potential on these plays to see what's going to be able to continue to climb. And I do want to see, where that next big rip's going to go. That next big run's going to go. Right now, MYOV is trying to get up to where? It's trying to get up to that 200-day moving average, right? So if we can get all the way up towards around that 1216 mark, that would be the ultimate goal. All right. So again, if you guys are saying deck, MYOV, I know kind of coming out, just right away and start talking about MYOV. We've been looking at MYOV for the past, hour and a half now. MYOV has been running since 7:30 a.m. this morning. This has been an awesome move. This has been an absolute beast. This has had a great credible press release behind it. But if you're in on MYOV right now, again, what can you see? You can see that you have $10 as your main support line and you have the 200-day moving average as kind of your area that you want to get up to. So the ultimate goal is going to be that 200-day moving average, and then you do have support at this time, which is going to be back down towards around $10. What we also have, if we kind of just get rid of this, bottom support line for a moment, is that we do have higher lows forming. Look at every single higher low. Every single, higher low is showing that the stock is progressing upwards and that we could be able to see even more of a breakout in the near future. Higher lows is one of the easiest ways and one of the best ways to know that a stock is going to be spiking soon, right? So I would say the ultimate goal today would be that 200-day moving average all the way up towards around that 1216 mark. As long as it holds this trend, you guys can watch it. And again, you guys can look right around $10 support. So you have a trend line, you have $10 support. Main goal is all the way up towards around 1216. We're going to dive more into this stock in a moment, but let's go over our morning newsletter first to make sure we're all caught up, understanding what's going on with this play, and we're all set, ready to rock and roll for a good one ahead. So, good morning. This pre-market is hot, and we are seeing a lot of spikes today. There's going to be some big money made in the market today as our top three stocks are all up and over 70% this morning. And again, those stocks that are all up over 70% are going to be MYOV, are going to be GNPX, and going to be SAEX. So we have three stocks, again, all have potential to go on a nice big rip and run. Definitely need to be watching every single one of them, right? I'm so excited to work with you. This market is hot, and obviously, we are going to be able to see a lot of big profit already kicking off today, guys. I love being able to go over to Profits Chat and just being able to see Empower $116, Monstar Trader 127, Kenny 80, Finance 105, One Mr. Co 15% profit. Jay Sniggle making on 1K shares in at 1,150. Awesome job, Jay Sniggle. Biggest gain yet today. Sundely, 144. Viking stock, 150. And then Crazy likes $205 over in Profits Chat. Great job. Again, this is only the start. The day hasn't even opened yet, right? So the day has not even opened yet, and that's what the best thing is, that we're able to see so many big time rips, a lot of big time runs, and that's what I'm looking forward to this morning. Stocks being up over 70%, 80%. The day hasn't even started. There's going to be a lot of fun ahead. Little side notes right here, guys. Next Monday, so again, next Monday starts our options boot camp lesson. Yes, guys, we will be doing a week-long course teaching you about options, how to play them, how to place contract orders on your brokers, and different strategies behind that. Okay, so that's going to be awesome. That's going to be coming up next Monday. Next Monday, we also do have a shortened week, which will be fine because I'll probably do the option course on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have off on Thursday and basically have off on Friday as well, so it's a half day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be a day full of options, doing lessons and making sure that you guys understand, again, how options work. Okay? Also, another little side note I just want to go over today, this afternoon, there is not going to be commentary. I apologize, guys. I'm just going to be away from the office. The live stream and chat will be open as usual. Again, everything will still be good to go, but there will not be any commentary in the afternoon. Just a little heads up. So that's why I'm really excited to be making, some money in the morning today, because that's going to be the main opportunity. But hey, this market is hot and we have a lot of great potential. What else do we have going on today? Let's go over our market briefing, right? Our market briefing. U.S. stock futures were higher this morning, despite mixed signals over the past few days on U.S.-China trade talks and an over 5% pre-market decline in Dow, Stockholm Depot on mixed third quarter financial results. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ were tracking for new records as Wall Street's opens after modest gains were enough Monday for all-time highs. So if you guys don't know, yesterday, again, we hit all-time highs, right? We were able to see all-time highs. We were able to see nice big rips and nice big runs over on the SPY. And the SPY, we're able to get a nice climb, hitting new highs all the way up towards around that 312 mark. And it looks like we're going to be hitting new highs when we open up this morning. So again, the SPY, guys, is just not stopping. The SPY is continuing to move on up. The SPY is beasting right here. And as we know, we're only seeing TVIX get lower and lower every single day now. TVIX all the way down in the $6 range at this point. I mean, this is just giving everything back right here as, what's going on. The SPY is just going up, 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 and has no, signs of slowing down right now. Just running huge off momentum, right? So, the SPY has been doing awesome. That's great for us, of course. But at the same time, of course, TVIX coming all the way down on low. A lot of these times, guys, the market has been moving. My only, my only issue with how high the market is it's all on optimism from China trade talks. Not any sort of proof yet. So with, just, optimism, that doesn't really have any credibility behind it. Optimism is hope that we're going to have it, happen. Hope that everything's going to go well. So again, what if it doesn't? Well, now that means we're just up on a whole bunch of fluff. So again, that's my only concern on the SPY at this time, right? So right here, guys, what we do want to talk about is obviously the stocks of today, right? Obviously we want to look at all the best plays right here. MYOV, we already talked about this one a little bit. And today, again, I'm not a type of guy that wants to make excuses, but I did kind of get a little, did dirty by E-Trade this morning, right? A lot of you guys already saw that. But again, what happened to me on E-Trade this morning? Well, if you try to place an order on E-Trade on MYOV, it says this: opening orders for this security cannot be accepted online at this time. Please contact customer service at this number for assistance with placing this order. Well, the thing is, guys, I'm a day trader. I'm not going to hop on the phone, call for the next 10 to 20 minutes and be like, hey, can I get filled when the stock is going to be all the way after it's spiked up, $2, right? This market's hot and we're seeing a lot of stocks rip and run, but I'm not going to hop on the phone, call E-Trade, be on the phone for 15 to 20 minutes just to buy in after the stock already spiked, right? So, why was this, troubling? Well, this was because I could not get in on this play when I wanted to. And when did I want to get in on this play? I wanted to get in on this play at 7:30 a.m. I tried to get in on this stock, guys, 1,000 shares at $7. I got rejected because it said I had to call in. So I tried to buy again, 7:33 in the morning. I tried to buy at the price of 7.50, and I got rejected. So again, this press release, again, this stock started ripping and running at what time? At 7:30. I tried to get in at 7:33 when the stock was, again, only at the 7.50 price, $7 area. So I did, again, kind of get missed out on MYOV right here because this whole entire play, I couldn't get in with my E-Trade account. So, that was a little frustrating because what did I see here, guys? What's the credibility right here? MYOV. MYOV has gone on this great climb because it announces 97% response rate in positive phase 3 hero study. And again, once we have positive phase 3 and we have primary endpoints are met, right? What do we have? Where it's going to lead to a great rip, great spike, great climb. So we have our primary endpoints are met, right, with positive phase 3 studies. Well, what was the big press release yesterday? KRTX, right? KRTX, guys, everyone take a moment to look at this. Met primary endpoints on phase 2. So yesterday we met primary endpoints on phase two. What did KRTX do? KTRX went from $34 all the way up to $95, right? So we went from $34 all the way up to $95. Huge rep, huge run, huge climb, right? And that was off endpoints being met on phase two. Today, MYOV has, primary endpoints met on phase three. Ooh. So, I mean, could possibly MYOV go on an $80 climb today? Maybe. I mean, there is the potential towards it, right? There is that, potential towards it right there, where MYOV was able to go on a nice big spike, nice big pop, and we'll see if it's going to be able to continue to move on up. Right here, though, again, it's basically getting up to its target already, right, of 1216, right? That was the target we wanted, and look where it came up to, right next to that 200-day moving average. Guys, why are we starting to see a little bit of a sell-off right here? Exact price point, as I said, right? You look at the daily chart right here, what do we have? The red line is the 200-day moving average. Where did we come up to? The 200-day moving average right there. So, I mean, this was a very nice move so far, and it's going off a positive phase three study, met its endpoints, things we absolutely love right here. And again, that's why I try to hop in on this play right at 7:30, right? Again, 4-star word, endpoints, positive phase three study. Woo! All great things we love, right? All great things we love. As I showed you guys, again, I tried my best to get in on this play, right? I tried my best to get in on this play at 7:30 and 7:33 at the price of $7, 750. If I could have gotten filled, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to sit here and say I would have held all the way up to $12. I probably definitely would have sold either around $9 or $10. But hey, I mean, that's a $2,500 day. That's a $3,000 day. But you know what I can do? I can stay fired up. I can stay excited. I can stay enthusiastic. I can stay ready to rock and roll because the day hasn't even started yet. I'm working with the best trading community around. And I know, again, there's a lot of big money right around the corner. So again, always got to stay optimistic, about great things coming on up. So MYOV, this play right here, again, came up towards around that 1216 mark already. That's why we're getting a little bit of a sell-off. Hey, break up 1216, we may be able to see a rip all the way up to 1250, all the way up to $15 if it gets, that momentum behind it. What's going to be the trickiest thing, right? What's going to be the trickiest thing about, buying MYOV today? Is balancing, am I chasing or am I, trying to get in for the breakout? The thing is, it's the same exact thing we kind of went through yesterday with KRTX, right? KRTX, after KRTX went from $32 to $38, I mean, that's a huge move already. But then it went from $38 to 40, to 40 to 50, to 50 to 70, to 70 to 80, to 80 to 90, right? It's very difficult to kind of to say to yourself, hey, am I chasing at this point, or am I really again just trying to run with momentum? Now, again, in this type of market right here that's super hot, we can go after and we can play a lot of different plays, right? So, I mean, in this market, we're going to see, a lot of buyers. So if you buy late, you might be able to still make some nice big profit, but I don't want you guys developing bad habits of buying stocks $30 later, right? I mean, that's just a bad habit developing. If you do it every now and then, okay, I get it, but it is, you do want to be smart and not try to chase these plays because they can come back down, obviously. It's not every day we're going to see an $80 spike. It's not every day we're going to see, a $12 spike. So again, still have some discipline, but you can definitely get away with a little bit more chasing today because we are in such a hot market. If you're asking why I didn't use my TD Ameritrade account after E-Trade, well, first off, I didn't have my TD Trade account open at the time, and the second thing I thought about was, hey, you know what? If if a huge majority of E-Trade traders can't get in, well, that may limit the volume on this play. But the press release was so good, anyone who didn't have E-Trade just kept buying, 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 buying. Imagine if everyone, who could buy on E-Trade bought. This thing could be all the way up at $15. That would be millions of more traders being able to put millions of more shares in on these stocks, right? So, MYOV. So again, I had to reopen my TD Ameritrade account. And at that point, again, the stock was already went from 640 all the way up towards around 870. So I mean, that was already about a $2 rip that already happened. Noticing E-Trade wasn't even allowed to get in. I'm saying, hey, let's see if this even holds up with volume because that's a huge chunk of traders that can't even trade. So at that point, again, I was late, missed out on my entry at 7:30 and 7:50. So that's why again, this play has not been on my best side. Didn't lose any money on it. Just again, kind of got a little bad luck right there and couldn't get filled. But at the same time, they didn't even start yet. Again, there's a lot of opportunity to make money ahead. So, let's see what we have else because again, MYOV number one play we're going to be watching. But the thing is, again, how much more can this go? This has already moved from $6 all the way up towards around $12. We got about a $5.75 rip on our hands right here. There could be a strong pullback, especially if we can't break that 200-day moving average. Last thing we want to do is get into a stock at the top and just have it dump on us. So again, we do need to be smart on it, but this is where the majority of the volume is at. What else do we have today? Well, SAEX, right? Let's switch over to a 3-minute time frame so we can see this day a little bit better. SAEX, this is one that we need to be watching, right? This was a hot one in after hours yesterday. So SAEX, this one took on off as it came out with announces $130 million of new projects in Alaska, Canada, and Middle East. So again, announces $130 million. What's our keyword? Any large sum of money. 1-star word right here. SAEX is 4 million in float, so it's a lower float play. And with that being said, it's also a previous supernova. I have seen SAEX multiple times go on nice spikes. If that's $2 up to $6, if that is $7 all the way up to $32, if that is $30 all the way up to $75. I mean, SAEX can go on some very big rips, can go on some very big runs, and definitely has a lot of big potential. Today, it does. This morning, it's kind of been underneath the radar. It's been the number one top gainer, and it has been able to hold its gains throughout the whole entire morning. But what's kind of been the issue? The issue is everyone's been running over to MYOV instead. So SAEX, again, this play right here was the top gainer last night in after hours. It's considered the number one top gainer right now as it's up 182%, but it's kind of flying underneath the radar a little bit as everyone is looking over on MYOV, right? So everyone's still looking at MYOV and not as many people are looking at SAEX. That could be a good thing or this could be a bad thing. And why could this be a bad thing? Well, again, it won't have as much volume. Why could it be a good thing? Well, if MYOV crashes, everyone's probably just going to flood right back to SAEX, which could lead to its next leg on up and a possible sprint all the way up towards around that $5 mark, right? So MYOV and SAEX definitely have a lot of potential. One that is hot this morning but doesn't have as much volume is going to be GNPX. Now, GNPX, this would be if it could ever break $1. Break of $1, the stock could definitely move and definitely rip. If it ever broke $1, it'd have room to run up towards around 122, which is the 200-day moving average. And what we have right here is, again, positive data for its treatment in lung cancer, which is great. After that, we have the italics bold underneath it, which we always like to see, right? Kind of talking a little bit more about it. And GNPX this morning was able to go on a nice spike from 40 cents all the way up to $1. GNPX is only 13 million in float. Now you might say again, 13 million in float is not a little bit bigger. Again, the stock was only 40 cents. So again, very cheap. A lot of people can buy a ton of shares on this play, right? So since this stock had positive data, since this stock again is a lower float for its price, it's able to spike pretty good. It's able to run very hard. $1 is where it got rejected at. And why did it get rejected? Well, $1 is the strongest resistance line in penny stocks. And the 200-day moving average is currently at 121, right? Trade Life, GNPX, 5 million on Yahoo. Yahoo, thank you again. So again, that's even better for GNPX to go on a nice big spike, right? That's even better for that play being 5 million. So hey, we will see. We will see what's going to be coming up out of these plays. I will say this, guys. It is going to be, if you just want me to be open, honest, and blunt as possible, what should we be looking at? Well, MYOV is going to be the number one play you want to look at the bell. This is where everyone's going to be focused on at the bell. This stock could easily run up towards that 200-day moving average, up towards around 1216. It's definitely going to get a little wobbly there, but I'm sure, again, we could see I'm sure we could see a nice spike. I'm sure we could see a nice move at the start of the day as basically everyone's going to be flooding in on this play. Now, if MYOV dumps on off, if MYOV starts coming back on down, I think people are going to run over to SAEX. And SAEX is already starting to get a little bit of attention right here. So SAEX trying to go on a nice spike, trying to go on a nice move. And I think, this sell target would be up towards around $5. I do get a little nervous about SAEX because it's already up 190%. So I do get a little nervous that there might be a little bit of a pullback soon if, again, everyone does go over to MYOV. MYOV already still moving right here, new high right now. So MYOV still going. If, again, MYOV fails, if SAEX fails, I think everyone's going over to GNPX. So GNPX right here, that would be my number 3rd option. So I'm going to say MYOV, number 1 to look at, SAEX, number 2 to look at, GNPX, number 3 to look at. After that, guys, I would just keep your eyes peeled on the high of the day momentum scanner. And again, we do have some big news that you guys want to be looking at. You know, we do have a 3 million in float stock BOSC that received $460,000. We did see CLPS, which is a 2 million in float stock, which came out with a NASA contract, right? TRPX, which is a 3 million in float stocks, enters into a business collaboration. So I mean, BOSC, CLPS, TRPX are kind of like my 4th option after, again, MYOV, SAEX, and then GNPX. So we have our number 1 option, MYOV, number 2 option, SAEX, and then number 3 option, which is going to be GNPX. After that, it's split between BOSC, CANF, and TRPX. Okay, and I'll even type that out for you guys. So stocks to watch in order. Stocks to watch in order. Number 1, MYOV. Number 2, SAEX. Number 3, we are going with GNPX, and number 4 is going to be a tie between BOSC, CLPS, TRPX, and also, again, yesterday's top gainer, KRTX. So let's not forget about yesterday's top gainer either, because yesterday's top gainer, you know, definitely has a lot of potential still. It was yesterday's top gainer, KRTX. KRTX, guys, be careful on this play because, you know, kind of the worst thing that could happen came out last night, which was an offering. An offering came out on this play over on KRTX, which had an offering price all the way back down to $17. So it does make it a little bit scary. So if we look right here, proposed public offering right here on KRTX, and if we look at here, we have do 2.6 million shares of common stock, 390,000 shares of common stock at the public offering price, and the public offering price I believe was like $17.38. See if I can find that. But yeah, that was back down towards around $17 because that's what we were looking at yesterday. So KRTX definitely see this real quick. But yeah, so we will keep our eyes peeled over on KRPX, you know, absolutely. But we do need to be very, very careful on this play. We do need to be very, very careful over on KRTX if, again, you guys are looking at it. All right, we did have a public offering yesterday, which, you know, definitely could bring the stock back on down. I was just looking for the price. I'm, you know, 99% sure it's all the way back down towards around $17, and we just want to see if that stock's going to be able to hold on up. Other than that, as you guys can see, MYOV right now is still ripping dollars. I mean, MYOV is still ripping dollars. There is a part of me that is super excited, and there's a part of me that wants to cry, right? And why is that, guys? Just because, damn it, E-Trade, why do you do that to me, right? Why do you do me like this? And again, that's because I try to get in on this play at 3 minutes after the stock came out at the price of $7 and $7.50. If I, you know, I wouldn't be holding still, I guarantee it. I'm not going to be a trader up and like, yeah, I would have been holding this whole time, but I definitely would have been up at least, you know, probably $2,000 or so. So again, that would have been an awesome move and awesome play. Thank you, guys. Send tissues my way. I will be more than happy to use them. Oh! So right now, MYOV still breaking out, still going on a nice move. Definitely going to be the hottest play at the bell, guys. Let's get ready for this awesome morning ahead. And I hope I want to see everyone banking today. I want to see profits chat filled up. I want to make sure that you guys are coming out on top. And again, right now, MYOV, our number 1 top gainer. So we're going to see how much, again, you know, traders are going to be able to make on this play today. This is going to be an absolute you know, big play right here, and this has just been a huge beast. So I'm going to switch over time frame. We're going to go to about a, let's see what we can do, 2-minute time frame, 2-minute time frame right here, and we'll see how much juice is in on MYOV. If it does have a strong pullback, again, we could look for a little bit of a bounce play, probably right underneath that 200-day moving average. Right now, it seems like MYOV wants to get up to $15 at this point. Like right now, it seems like MYOV wants to get all the way up to like $15. Right? It's still just going. And it's a super hot market, and I love super hot markets. But again, they also get very frustrating at times when stocks just keep on going, 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 and you're not in pulling that trigger. I tried, but right here, we're gonna see if this is gonna be able to spike, even all the way on up. So nice play, and again, congratulations to all the traders who are making some nice money today. Congratulations to all the traders coming out on top. You guys absolutely deserve the profits you guys are making. So again, great job, great work on this play. We're gonna see how much more again MYOV has. Yeah, again, traders who missed yesterday KRTX are the ones that are, pushing up MYOV so hard. And again, a nice bounce play would be probably below the 200-day moving average. It would probably fall a little bit below that 200-day moving average and then maybe get a nice bounce play right around like 1180 or so. That would be perfect. But at this rate, it seems like MYOV just wants to run straight up towards $15. So right here, it just seems like, MYOV, it looks like, again, $15 is the target that a lot of traders are going to want to push this thing up to. And this is why we wake up early. This is why you wake up early, guys. MYOV, what time that press release come out at? 7:30 a.m. Imagine if you got in at $6, $7, $7.50, the places that I tried to get into. But if you guys got in on this, I mean, just imagine how much money you're making. 1,000 shares, you guys are up $7,000 right now. If you got in at the bottom, 1,000 shares, you guys would be up $7,000. So again, I hope someone in here in chat is up that much, and you're just keep banking it up right here. So right here, MYOV, I'm rooting for you guys. Hoping you guys get a nice big profit. Market opens up in about 2 seconds. Let's see where we're at. If anything, for myself, you're saying, Deck, are you buying at the bell? I'm probably, again, going to wait for at least a pullback on this play. I don't want to buy stock up, this big, a $7 spike, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do run up towards that $15 mark at the start of the day. Again, I did post stocks to watch in order: MYOV, SAEX, GNPX, top 3. Those are the top 3 to be looking at the bell. See if we're going to be able to see any sort of continuation towards these plays. There's MYOV, most likely just running right up towards around that $15 mark it wants. $15 is going to be a tough area to be able to break through. And again, the thing is, it's troubling because it's going to MYOV. I already know it. It's going to be one of those plays where I say to myself, "What? Oh, I don't want to chase," and it just goes $15, $16, $17. I said I don't want to chase $18, $19. It's going to be one of those days. So let's. It's a little bit tricky. I got to stay disciplined still, but right here again, this play has definitely been a monster. What do we got? SAEX having a little bit of that pullback, which is fine. I mean, SAEX was up 190%, right? I'm not surprised that's going to have a little bit of a pullback. Now, I'd like to see MYOV back down to its 200-day moving average. If we can go back down to the 200-day moving average, it most likely will go a little bit below it, probably back down towards like this old consolidation area of like 1160. That's where I think would be the perfect bounce play. So, but right now, again, it's all coming down to buyers and momentum. The thing is, KRTX spiked $80 yesterday. People are going to be hungry, and they're going to want to keep pushing up these plays. Let me see. Is E-Trade still not going to allow me to place the stock? Okay, well, now E-Trade is allowing it. So, again, a little heads up. E-Trade is now allowing plays to go through on MYOV. I guess because the market is now open, so maybe they just weren't allowing pre-market trading. But a little heads up, MYOV, you can trade it now on regular market hours. SAEX is starting to fall a little bit. ELTK trying to slowly move on up. This was a stock on our back burner list. If you guys were not here yesterday afternoon, we did put together a brand new back burner list. There it is. Copy and paste it. This is your back burner list throughout the whole entire week. All these definitely have hype. KRTX getting a little bit crazy. Again, that was yesterday's #1 top gainer. I know, again, we're still looking over on MYOV as well. I'm looking for an MYOV bounce play somewhere around this red line. Okay, so somewhere right around this red line. And I'm going to switch this up right here. Got a $15 resistance. And then boom, probably right around that mark. That's kind of where I'm looking for my bounce play. But again, the only thing that would kind of not make that happen is if buyers just keep going in on MYOV, which again, $15. There's that $15 touch right now. So MYOV still going. It's going to do this to me today. I know it's going to be one of those plays that you just say, hey, I don't want to chase. And it just keeps going, 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 going. And then the moment you hop in, it starts turning on you. I just don't want to be that emotional guy saying, oh, why am I not in? I got to get in on this play. Right? I mean, hey, if you're in on this play, nothing wrong with it. Let it run out. Let it run out as long as you can. If you're in on MYOV, let this thing run out. I'm just a little mad at E-Trade this morning, right? But I'm holding my emotions pretty well. But again, MYOV, definitely awesome play. And again, shout out and congratulations to everyone who's banking, guys. If you guys made money so far, that's all you. Give yourself the credit. You pulled the trigger. You had the confidence. You were the one who said, I believe in myself. I believe in the stock, and I can make money on this play. So again, if you guys are banking on MYOV, that is 100% you. So right here, MYOV, guys, still going on a nice move so far. Yeah, pretty choppy. Getting a little all over the place. All the way up to $16.50. Now again, back down towards $16. A little bit choppy all over the place right now. SAEX having a nice pullback. So SAEX at this time, pretty big pullback. So again, a lot of shorters taking over SAEX. And again, this is kind of one of those like gap ups go red. Gap ups go red, probably all the way back down towards, again, this 200-day moving average would be that bounce play. How's GNPX? Anyone over in at GNPX? That stock again had positive results. GNPX is right next to $1. GNPX, guys, is right next to $1. As again, this is a 5 million in float stock, looking to get a little bit of hype and getting a little bit of momentum from there. So GNPX possible $1 break. That stock could start getting a little bit crazy. As the MYOV is starting to have a little bit of a pullback. So we do have, again, because what was our order? Again, what was our order we were looking at? MYOV is #1, right? SAEX dumping, but that was #2. And then #3 is GNPX. Possible break of $1 on GNPX. Things could get pretty spicy over here. So MYOV, keeping our eyes peeled over there right now. Right now, GNPX tested $1. Last 2 times it has tested $1. It has gotten rejected over on GNPX. It is trying to test that, $1 mark right now over on GNPX. Right now, GNPX is trying to build on up. This is a 5 million in float stock. 5 million in float over on GNPX. GNPX has room to run up towards around that 120-ish mark. So that stock has room to run up towards around that 120-ish mark. So again, if you guys are in on that play, you have about 10 cents left. This is a hot market, though. This is a hot market. Hot market, hot activity, what we're seeing so far. Again, great job for people, again, locking in your gains. Awesome work. All right, I want to see everyone making money today. If that's MYOV, if that's GNPX, me, again, I'm just trying to be a little bit more disciplined right here because, MYOV, I'm not trying to put myself in a position just to embarrass myself and don't go against my rules and, chase a play. If I'm ever going to take a loss, again, I'm not going to do it at the high of the day. I'm going to be doing it on a bounce, at least, having a great reward over risk. GNPX testing that $1 mark still. MYOV is what I still want. MYOV is what I still want, but I want to, again, get that on a nice dip buy rather than, again, buy at the top and, basically be going against everything I teach. Rob, shout out to you, buddy. Profit of $600. Make sure you throw that over in profits chat. Awesome, awesome work. Trini, great job. I haven't even checked out profits chat yet, but I'm excited to do so in a little bit. I just want to keep my eyes on the scanners right here. So again, keeping my eyes peeled. SAEX still coming on down. GNPX trying to hold that $1 mark. Ultimately, I would like to see MYOV come back on down. It's trying to hold that $15 mark. MYOV is where I want to trade today. It is where I want to play today. CLPS. I think this one has potential. CLPS, because again, CLPS guys, this was a CLPS was a low float play that had a contract with NASA today. Let's make sure it's not a duplicate press release, but that was kind of like my number 4 play I want to look at. So, do we have this already? We have awarded a NASA contract to support Armis. Do we have this already? Command Senate NASA funding bill, strong resources, new companies joining growing ranks NASA. Unless that starts getting probably like a 360 break. So MYOV, GMPX starting to come back on down. GMPX starting to come back on down a little bit. So again, I want this to keep on coming. We are going to have some support right around 1350.